Hello, good evening all. Or as my bestie would say, wasabi. I'm going live a little earlier tonight because I have a client at 9:30. So I wanted to do this and then I'm popping on with some friends at 10:30. So anyway, y'all need to know my business. Anyway, hello. I hope everybody had a pleasant hump day today. Plus, it is Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So something I was thinking about actually since last night, and I figured I might as well talk about it today. And so I was thinking about hiding. And last night as I was going to bed, I was thinking about how much energy I have. Like I have big energy, or as some people say now, like big clit energy, but I don't know if I like that term for myself, but I have a lot of energy. And it's surprising to me because I swore I was an introvert. I swore I was a shy child. And it wasn't until maybe a couple of years ago when I was like, no, I'm shy, I'm an introvert. And people are like, no, you're not. You're not at all. I'm like, no, yes, I am. Because it was a label that I had carried for so long. And I defined myself by this label that I wasn't allowing myself to be in the fullness of who I am because I was attaching myself to labels that actually didn't fit me. Can any of you relate to that? Are you walking around still attaching yourself to old labels or outdated models of who you are because it's what you're used to doing and so you think that's who you are? So I realized that when I was younger, I shrank for a couple of reasons. One, I'm 5'11". Okay, I'm really tall. People are always surprised when they see me like, I didn't know you were that tall. I'm 5'11". And so being a girl, I was always the tallest and I was always at the back of the boys' line. You know, and you can imagine that messed with my feminine self-esteem at the time. So I wasn't even like a full-fledged tomboy, but I was in the back of the boys' line, not even on the back of the girls' line, right? And so I would literally try and shrink myself. On top of that, I was the nerd girl in 5th and 6th grade. You know, I was pretty smart, got some intelligence there, and I was valedictorian of the 6th grade. And I got teased, I got bullied. I got bullied hard in 5th and 6th grade. I mean, I got bullied. And then 7th and 8th grade too. I was the salutatorian in 8th grade. I got beat out by this one kid by like 2 points in math, man, 2 points. So I wanted to shrink because I didn't want to be bullied. I didn't want to be bothered. I just wanted to be left alone. And so I was quiet. I figured if I was quiet, nobody would notice me. And if nobody noticed me, I wouldn't be bothered. But apparently I'm not quiet. And apparently I'm not an introvert. And so I've had to reconfigure that. That was like my whole persona that I had of myself my whole entire life. Like when people would ask me stuff, I'd be like, no, I'm an introvert. No, I'm shy. No, I can't do it. I'm shy. But yet I always found myself in spaces where I was doing public speaking for some odd reason. And when I got on stage, I seemed to be fine. And so it had me thinking, how many of us are walking around living in outdated modes of who we are? We think we're the introvert, but we're not. And so now that determines the friends we make. If we're an entrepreneur, the business moves we make. No, I can't talk to people. I'm an introvert, I'm shy. No, I can't put an offering out. I'm not the type of person that talks to folks. But in actuality, that's not even who you are anymore, right? Or even maybe the extrovert, the other way around. You thought you were the life of the party when you were little. You were always the one who was like, you know, the adults would say, come on and dance for us, and you'd always dance for them. And then you thought you were the extroverted kid, but really it was just that you wanted their time and attention. You were really just the quiet book kid. You really just wanted to go off to the side, but you knew it would make everyone happy if you did the dance for them, if you told the jokes. And so now as an adult, you find yourself exhausted being around people because you really don't want to be around everyone. You really just want to be home, but you think you're the extroverted fun person. It's interesting how we allow these labels to define who we are and then define our self-esteem and define our actions, which then define our lives. And we're so much more than that. My door is very loud. We're so much more than that. We're not the extrovert, the introvert, the shy one, the jock. I'm going through like The Breakfast Club, like the movie, because that's it's one of my favorite movies. And at the end of that movie, what they realized is that they were all of the things that they thought they were not. And so I thought last night, I was like, I do have a lot of energy. I'm a pretty energetic person. Nah, I'm not shy at all. I mean, clearly I get on here, I'm talking to you guys. Like, there's some fear. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's fear. Again, that I'm just gonna say something off the cuff, right? But I'm like, I'm not what I thought I was. So maybe I can allow myself to be more of who I am. And so I want to encourage you to question. Just question who you think you are. What labels have you put on yourself that you're now allowing to define you, to define your actions? I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm so fucking over the labels. I'm over them. From sexuality to personality. I'm over them. Like, the more labels you have, the tinier your box becomes. The more labels you put on yourself, like then you're like this much. I mean, I'm like, my God. Come on. So I'm not a big fan of them to begin with. But I encourage you to just take some time and look at what you're calling yourself. Look at what you're saying about who you are. Look at what personality you've decided to take on based upon protection, based upon acceptance. Who did you become so that you could feel safe or feel loved? And is that who you really are? Because as we get older and we still try to stay trapped in that small space, we start to feel it. It rubs up against us. It's midlife crisis stuff, right? It rubs up against us. Or it causes depression as one cause. So I want you to just take some time and think about that. Like I spent last night thinking about it and woke up this morning like, I cannot call myself an introvert anymore. Now, I don't like being around people all the time. But I'm not an introvert, right? I cannot call myself shy. If I was really shy, I probably wouldn't get on here doing these lives. It would be extra awkward. So I have to release those outdated ideas of who I thought I was and embrace who I am. I got a lot of energy. I'm like a hyper person, right? I don't always need a lot of sleep, and I gotta burn it. I'm not hyperactive, I just have a lot of energy. So embrace who you are, accept it, look at it. That's all. That was it for tonight. All right, I'm gonna go get ready for my client. It's my one like really late client. I do, by the way, have space for private clients. I have space for 2 private clients right now. If that's something that you're interested in, DM me. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. If you know me, DM me. If you don't, ask. I'll talk to you later. Bye.